It's nice to have you back here in this new video. It's been a long time since we previously talked about the Kandao Qoocam 3. The Qoocam 3 and the Qoocam 3 Ultra. During the past few months, the Kandao engineer has put a lot of time and efforts in finalizing or elevating the overall experience of features inside the Kandao Qoocam 3 series. And in this video, I will give you a one-stop recap on the overview in December 2024 to unveil the latest features and exciting workflow inside the Qoocam 3 Ultra as well as the Qoocam 3. Actually, sometimes I feel like that the Qoocam 3 strike back with its large sensor, large optical lens aperture, as well as 62 megapixels with great detail in the design and the pro color size. While on the other hand, the Qoocam 3 Ultra, after the few firmware upgrade, has perhaps become one of the best 360 camera or the best 360 camera in the market with 8K log gamma curve 10-bit, even in 14-bit depths, and a lot of exciting features like the HDR or 8K HDR or the auto exposure bracket, the single lens 4K 60, and a lot more. So in this video, I will give you an overview, a deep dive on these two cameras. I will also demonstrate to you my latest workflow to get the best possible quality on the Qoocam 3 in very challenging light situation with pro color size. Now let's get started, and let's start with the Qoocam 3 and the Qoocam 3 Ultra latest firmware features on the camera body. Now you can purchase the Qoocam 3 at a very reasonable price with a lot of exciting new features. Actually, later in this video, I will demonstrate to you the power of pro color and the real imaging quality on the Qoocam 3 after its latest firmware update. Well, this two camera has pretty identical optical lenses, while this Qoocam 3 has a larger image sensor compared to the Qoocam 3 Ultra. So that is the reason why sometimes I would rather use Qoocam 3 to take high quality photos than the Qoocam 3 Ultra. And later in this video, I will also demonstrate to you the power of pro color and the power of X4 bracket on the basis, well, we have a lot more shooting styles, such as the time fusion, the loop recording, auto exposure bracket, the time fusion, photo, video, loop recording has been added. Now you can use Qoocam 3 as a loop recording dash cam on your car or your cycle. And you take a look. The screen can automatically flip. This is the first time that the single lens shooting speed finally spotted by this camera. They'll tap on this button. Well, you can switch in between the front and back lenses just like the Qoocam 3 Ultra. But considering this is a 5.7K 360 cam, though on the single lens, take for example, the front or rear lenses, we are now shooting with the rear lens, the lens number 2. The color size has been optimized, the imaging quality has been optimized, and overall, this display quality has been further optimized on this camera. And it's a spec, you can capture up to 2.8K, up to 30 FPS and 60 FPS. Well, it's just like the 2.3K, and with single lens shooting, you get horizon leveling, and you can use the camera as a conventional linear perspective vlogging camera. And the Kandao engineer has packed all the features into this video section, so you get a clean and simplified menu. Well, for time fusion, just like the time shift on the THETA cameras, you can capture the camera's exposure, the front, rear lens at different time and fuse together to wipe out the photographer and his shadows. So this is extremely helpful in the virtual tour industry. So you can capture high quality photos with the interior shot, especially when you have limited space, or you can hide the photographer with ease. The time fusion, and you can select timer, and you can change the auto or manual exposure. This is exciting. And a great new color size has been added to this camera as well. Take a look. If you scroll to the right, now, despite the standard, now the Pro color size has been added, dramatically improve the quality of the camera. Take a look. It is extremely exciting to capture with Pro color. We switch back to the standard color. The color looks flat. While with Pro color, not just looks vivid, but more contrasty as well. And overall, you get a lot of detail from the highlight to the shadows. One of my favorite shooting on the Qoocam 3 is the AEB shooting style, an auto export bracket. And unfortunately, until recently, you still just cannot capture at the ISO 100. So everything, the export going to be captured with auto settings. And you can capture with Pro color, RAW plus JPEG, and a manual white balance, but you cannot make manual exposure. And the bracket space is quite limited. Now you get 9 shots with 0.3 step, and 7 shots with -7 step, and 5 stop with +1.0 even step. So considering that you cannot manually expose, so to get the ultimate quality, sometimes I use the photo mode and capture with full manual shot. I capture with the photo mode, and I capture with the 62 megapixel. I want to squeeze out every detail in every pixel on this 1/1.55 inch sensors. And I choose manual exposure. So this time, this is where I need to take out my phone and manually change the export time and capture one by one. And by doing that, I can finally get the ultimate quality. Later, I will show you my workflow and show you the real power of the Pro color large image sensor compared with 3 Ultra, and the real quality at ISO 100 in low light, very challenge scenarios. And yes, you also get the mic gain, the recommend and the high. And a lot of exciting has been added. This is the latest firmware 1.2.6.2. I mean, the Qoocam 3 Ultra has been updated quite a lot of times, that you actually get a brand new camera with the same hardware, because the Kandao engineer has devoted a lot of time and efforts. The Kandao engineer has put a lot of time and efforts to finalize this product to make it a lot better. Perhaps one of the best 360 camera in the market with 8K HDR, 10-bit color size, and even the brand new K-log gamma curve. So now let's take a walk through the firmware update. But recently, with the frequent firmware upgrade, you get a lot of exciting features. First, I'd like to share with you that the Type-C port on the side is now the most powerful Type-C port on a 360 camera on the market. Now you can use a USB hub to externally connect to your SSD, to your audio wireless mic receiver, or put into storage devices, or even export to HDMI or display port. So this is a full functional USB-C port, and they dramatically change the way we use 360 camera on the market. At the same time, you can charge with fast charging capability at the same time. So this is a fast, powerful USB-C port with a Snapdragon powerful SoC internally. The video shooting style has been further optimized. Now you can turn on, turn off the DR boost, DR boost in the scroll down menu, and the camera can automatically detect the ambient light and give you the recommendation to turn it on or turn it off. Well, I would rather turn this DR boost on with plenty of light. But when the ambient light is very dark, I would rather turn off the DR boost and capture with a single exposure. So this is the change in the settings and the color size, the color range. Now we have a lot more options. 10-bit Black 709 normal, a 10-bit HLG Pro, 10-bit HLG normal, and 10-bit K-log. What was captured with 10-bit K-log? You get the maximum dynamic range. Now the K-log works pretty identical with the Sony S-log or the Nikon N-log or the Canon C-log. There's a professional gamma curve with 10-bit color size that dramatically improves the dynamic range for the image sensor. So for professional use cases, the K-log is my recommended gamma curve. And in post-production, when you're exporting footage in the Qoocam studio, well, you can revert to Rec 709 with official LUT. That is the K-log gamma curve. And yes, when you capture in 10-bit HLG Pro, well, you get the original HLG gamma curve and save this footage for further color grading in your DaVinci Resolve or some color grading software. While 10-bit HLG normal, well, you get this direct output. You directed output to HLG video that to make it normal on your monitor. And now you can set video segmentation and at high bit rate, change the microphone gain, the standard or high, and turn on, turn off. To the storage, now you can externally mount SSD or the U-disk or some CFast Express card on the basis of the card reader. Now you can record externally. And judging from my personal test, if you jam into the SSD, the speed works pretty identical with the built-in storage. And the built-in storage, you get 100 gigabyte internal memory. While for external storage like SSD, just use a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte. But that will consume a lot of power. So you're gonna externally power the camera with a fast USB hub. So injecting SSD externally, well, it dramatically improve the endurance and the readout speed. But at the same time, you have to solve the problem of external power. And with USB, you can select different, the media transfer or charge only. And another exciting update for the Qoocam 3 Ultra is when you capture in 10-bit, then you capture in 10-bit no matter K-log or HLG Pro, you get different exposure strategy. Well, for the for the auto settings, now you have a shadow priority or a highlight priority. Let's take a look. And judging from this live preview, you can turn on the clip warning, and this is the exposure on the basis of the shadow to get the very best detail in the shadow area, while try to bring back all the detail in overexposed highlight. So the highlight, shadow, priority give us pretty new options when controlling our exposure when shooting 8K video. Yes, this is definitely great. And for the manual exposure, now the semi-auto exposure strategy has been further optimized in the interface. Now in every one of the settings, you can, for the export time, you can select the auto or menu. So you can select whatever you want. This is an exciting feature that just save you time and efforts. Sometimes to capture for the best quality, I will always lock the ISO to 100 and leave the export time as auto to get the very best imaging quality, and set some auto the max export time. So the auto exposure strategy has been further optimized to make it more appealing for professional users. And with a clip warning indication, well, the master the precise exposure in your fingertip has never been so easy. Cool, so far so good. And when you turn to the photo settings, for photo settings, yes, you can use auto or manual just like you have, and you can capture in 24 megapixel. When you turn on DR boost in 24 megapixel, you get the 14-bit AD converter internally to bring back a lot of detail with a single raw capture. Actually, the single raw has been synthesizing from 4 different exposures that to retain almost all the detail from the highlight to the shadows. This is great. On the right side of the screen, you can see the exposure, this display all information that to show you the current exposure value, shutter speed, ISO, and white balance in real time to give you a great feedback before finally press the shutter button. Cool. And yes, for the interval settings, take a look. It will automatically detect the storage speed. Now, the internal storage speed is 100 megabytes per second. So for the interval shot, when you capture in 24 megapixel, you get the 2-second interval shot. And for 96 megapixel, you get only 3-second exposures. So this camera can automatically detect the readout speed for the memory and change to the correspond the interval section. Let's take a look. When you turn this storage from built-in storage to the SD card, and the SD card is not that fast compared to the SSD. So with 96 megapixel, you get only 6-second exposure. And for the 24 megapixel, you only get 2 seconds as well. So this is the differences between the internal and the external memory. This camera become a lot more smaller compared to the original launch. And the DNG capture has been more stable, more robust. And the capture the 96 megapixel in internal memory is lightning fast. I just love it. And one of the greatest update for the Qoocam 3 Ultra is actually the auto export bracket from my personal perspective, because I have proposed a lot of proposals or feedbacks to the customer, to the engineers, and they listen and finally make it happen. For the auto export bracket, this is perhaps the best auto export bracket design on the market recently. Well, you can now capture up to 7 export shots and change the EV step from -3 all the way up to 2.0. So such as for 7 shot 1.3 EV step, now you get plus or minus 4 EV. And you can capture 96 megapixel and capture in RAW. And for the for the exposure, you can lock the ISO to 100 and just leave the shutter speed as auto. And yes, you can change the EV value or this exposure as well. So all these settings will work on the basement image at EV0. And on the basis of the first exposure, the camera gonna bracket plus or minus the EV step to get the final shot. This is extremely fast and responsive, and the result is pretty high quality. So these are some of, yes, I have captured a lot of exciting photos with auto export bracket. And remember to use a tripod or the counterweight to stabilize your camera when you burst the capture all this shot, because the Qoocam 3 Ultra capture 96 megapixel lightning fast. Well, I think from this previous explanation on the camera, the interface, you might have probably noticed the exciting features on these cameras. And next up, I would like to open up my laptop and take you through the Qoocam Studio and just take a look at that. The Qoocam Studio has elevating itself a lot further, a lot easier, and a lot more powerful. Before you open up your Qoocam Studio software, just remember to take a look at the official website on the KandaoVR.com. So in the support and the user guide, you can literally notice the latest features, tutorial videos, the download for the Qoocam 3 Ultra, as well as the Qoocam 3. The Qoocam 3 Ultra, you can literally notice the latest update, the update version history in different major milestone firmware, as well as the latest Qoocam Studio. It's just been updated in December 11, in November 11, 2024. A lot of new features been added, and the latest Qoocam app. Actually, it's just been updated a few days ago to add a lot of exciting features like the export square, some tracking and identification algorithm, and added the stitch panoramic file in your app. This is indicates that you can further post-process 360 content generated by other 360 manufacturers. And don't forget to download this Klock LUT to bring back the Qoocam 3 Ultra footage to Rec 2020 or Rec 709. For me, I in HDR workflow, so this LUT is what I need in my workflow. And yes, don't forget Android file transfer. And if you like me, want to pursue ultimate quality, just take a look at the RAW Plus. And for the Qoocam 3, you can download and use a micro SD card to update the firmware, latest app, and they share the same Qoocam Studio, and yes, RAW Plus as well. First, you can see that you can establish this project file, or just save the project that you can call back all the settings previously captured with the files, the videos, and the photos being captured with camera. And yes, take a look. This is some the auto exporter capture I've been performed on the Qoocam 3, not Qoocam 3 Ultra, but the Qoocam 3. The Qoocam 3. This is the real quality for this camera. It's extraordinary, right? Well, this one you can see that is 16-bit ISO 100. You can use the normal or the lens protector, and you can calibrate, you can process with difference, the color aberration, horizon correction, and some optical flow, dynamic stage, whatever you want. This is again with the stitching quality has been further optimized for this camera as well. In the color space, I'll capture the file with Klock, and the color space, the HDR or SDR or Klock. This is a Klock, looks pretty flat. And I will export in the Rec 2020 HDR gamma curve. And this is built in LUT. The shadow boost is one of my favorite official LUT in this section, and I also can turn it off. With Klock, I have brought back more detail, and also you can capture some with classic or the Kodak. Stitching methods, stabilization, the horizon steady, view lock steady, and the stitching enhancement. Now that's been added the optical flow and the dynamic stage. The dynamic stage, this algorithm has improved a lot. I just love it, and it also adds some wind noise reduction. This is something exciting for this Qoocam Studio, and you can add track or some other settings. We hit on export. You can export in stereo spatial audio and 8K footage in ProRes, or even in the JPEG sequence. There's some new features being added for this camera, and also export in the GPX file to further manipulate into a professional workflow. So this is something that you have on this settings. And next up, I would like to demonstrate to you the ultimate quality being just be captured with the Qoocam 3, with the manually auto export bracket. To show you more about that, I'd like to take you through this original footage have been captured in this Adobe Bridge. So here I capture in RAW plus JPEG, and take a look at this. Take a look at the metadata. I have manually captured with a photo mode, and capture all these shots one by one. So I have lowered down the exposure until I can bring back all the detail in the highlight, and then manually increase the exposure time and capture multiple shots in the same scenario on the tripod and with counterweight. So in this section, I have captured in the first scenario, I have captured with 9 shots from with ISO 100 from 1/5 second and f1.6 all the way up to 13 seconds. Actually, I have change all settings, and later I can use in the Adobe Camera Raw, just merge all this file into HDR to generate the 16-bit float raw HDR imaging format, and turn off the ghost. Take a look at these files. This files. I can merge HDR, and don't click on align. I can apply to all the settings, or not, or use the ghost. I'd rather turn it off because I'm pretty sure that I can capture all the details. So I can perform with pretty identical operation for the other raw sequences of manually capture with the camera to get things done. So finally, I get 3 HDR format. This is my HDR image. Here you can see the before and after comparison. This is the before and after. Now I have so many information in the 16-bit float raw file, so I can manipulate to whatever I want. Zoom in close. You can literally notice some, the mosaic. That's been caused by the quad Bayer sensing technology, because the pixel is way too small that to demosaic these patterns and textures. But overall, you see it's noise free, and you get a lot of exciting detail in the dark. This is extremely dark, and this is extremely bright when the sunset. When after all these files, I can export in in 16-bit TIFF file and export in the studio to finalize to get this shot. I mean, just take a look at the beautiful color in the sunset, and all this file has been captured with Pro Color in RAW. And the Pro Color has further optimized the color reproduction algorithm in the image and sensor level, that finally you get a great professional looking when you turn on the Pro Color. So I always turn on Pro Color. Just take a look how beautiful it is. The sunset is around 6 o'clock p.m. in the winter, the December 2024, and this is how it works. And this is another shot I've been captured with a longer exposure shot in the balloon hour. Very challenge situation. A lot of exposure highlight, and the challenge. You can see the wind, the cloud are moving really fast, but still maintain a great detail, as well as all the details on the grass. It's a very bright spotlight, and yes, take a look, the trees, the beautiful clouds, the moving clouds in the sky, and yes, it's just this is what you're gonna get. I mean, the ultimate quality for the Qoocam 3. Thanks to the professional optical lens design and the large image sensor, large aperture, great glass, the front-back lenses, and with some computational trick, manual expose the Qoocam 3 within the Qoocam app. This is the ultimate quality you can get from this camera, and I just can't wait to share with you what I have learned, because all the tricks free of charge when you subscribe to my channel and get to know the latest tips and tricks behind the Qoocam 3. Well, this is it, and this is some latest update on Qoocam Studio and some interesting workflow on the basis of Qoocam 3 to squeeze out the 62 megapixel ultimate quality in the camera at the same time. Well, next up, time to give you a brief wrap up. I do hope you can learn something from this video and master your Qoocam 3 and the Qoocam 3 Ultra like never before. You know, the Kandao engineer has put a lot of time and efforts in finalizing, updating the Qoocam 3 Ultra. You know, this camera has been better and better, a lot better compared to the initial launch. A lot more stable, a lot of hardcore features have been added to this camera. You know, the real pros would definitely love it, this camera. Just can't wait to share with you some update. At the same time, I want to tell you that the Qoocam 3 is inevitably one of the best low-budget choice for entering a world of high-quality content in 360. As I can show you my personal workflow, you can achieve the equivalent quality in 62 megapixel with my personal trick. And you know, some of the latest firmware, the latest feature on the Qoocam Studio 2.0, they also work on the Qoocam 3 content. And don't forget, these two cameras share the same microphone pickup pattern. They share the same optical lenses, and the Qoocam 3 even equipped with a large image sensor compared with the Qoocam 3 Ultra. So, if you want to presume the ultimate low light quality, no matter in photo or video, perhaps Qoocam 3 is a great choice, and it's a lot cheaper than the Qoocam 3 Ultra, and a lot cheaper than the X4 2024. And don't forget that the company Kandao are celebrating their Black Friday on their official website. So if you want to figure out more discount or add-on or free gift when purchasing the Kandao, the Qoocam cameras, you can refer to my personal affiliate link down in the description. And yes, if you purchase a camera with my personal affiliate links, you get some extra free bonus gift in the official website. Just don't forget to sum up and subscribe to my channel and learn something great, learn something hardcore about 360 cam. So talk to you soon. Bye.